Okay, so now we're looking at a sequence from the guard where Hector's in my guard here, and I sit up, I put his hands on the floor, and then I sit up like I'm going for a Kimura, but instead, maybe he doesn't let me get it. I can grab his wrist if he tries to tuck the arm, or if he's just got strong base, I can just pinch by punching my own fist to my chest, pinching hard right here. Get up on your hand, raise up your hips until his hand leaves the floor, and then push my hip into him as I take him over. Now I end up with the mount, and then I'm going to bail out the side, looking for the Kimura. Now, if I find that I can't get the Kimura from here, sometimes people make it hard to get their shoulder up and to push the arm through. So instead, what I'm going to do is go to the T position. So I'm going to roll over this shoulder and pop right back to the T position, and I'm keeping his arm tight. But if I let his elbow touch the floor, he has a better chance of rolling and turning into me. All right, I'll let him do that as I drive my knee under that space and set my other hook over. Now from here, I'm going to start to push this leg to the left and down to tip him over this way as I catch his head in my arm and my other hook goes in. Those happen at the same time, and now you'll notice this is going into the strong side, the overarm is what I call it. There's an over and underarm. Then he's looking into my choke and I've got him. From the guard, hands on the floor. I sit up for the Kimura, I don't get it. I pinch the arm tight, raise the hips up, take him over. I bail out the side control. I'm here like this. Now I'm going to dive roll over this shoulder and pop right back to T position. Pull this tight. If he does turn into me and I don't want him to, I can push into his stomach while keeping his elbow off the mat, preferably. And that makes it very hard for him to turn to his left. But I'm going to let him turn because I want that space to drive my left knee in, set my hook in, then I catch the head, bring him over, and then start to set in my rear naked choke. Okay, so now we're going to do a sequence starting from the guard. It's going to have a hip bump sweep, and then I'm going to come up the top and we're going to work some T position with the Kimura. So he's here, he's trying to posture up, and I might momentarily get him to put his hands on the floor. And then I sit up, possibly for a Kimura, but I don't. Instead, either he brings his hand in and I grab it, the wrist, or he doesn't and I just clamp. I bring my fist to my chest, get up on my hand, and I've got to raise my hips up high enough that his hand leaves the ground. And then I'm going to drag him over this while this leg cuts in. Push hard and bump into him with your hip. Now we're going to turn a little bit. Let's turn 180 back. So from here, once I took him over, right from here I can in fact do a roll to the T position, or I could first bail out looking for the Kimura, and he's giving me trouble with it. And so what I do instead is I roll over my right shoulder and I come back in to the T position. Now, his first inclination is going to be, I have to keep this arm close to me, is to try to get this elbow to the floor and get up and roll into me, like this. So go back again. So if I don't want to allow him to do that, I keep this tight and I push my fist into his stomach while keeping his elbow off the floor. But let's say I do let him get up this far. Go ahead. Right there. I pull tight to me and I drive my right knee through that space. Set my left leg over. That's my first hook. Now I pull him hard this way. And as I'm doing that, my hand crosses over. My arm crosses over the other side of his neck, his head. And I've got my second hook in. This leg that came through now, the hook is in, and he's looking into my rear naked choke on that side. You'd like the overarm, what some call the strong side, to be on this side where he's falling into it, into my choke. So from here, guard, sit up, hip bump, over we go. I can even from here, I could take this, I could roll and come back. He turns into it, boom, and he goes in, hook goes in, catch the head, go back over, and then rear naked choke from there.